is Thursday, January 10th. Welcome back to the vlog. So today I thought I would talk to you about something a little bit more practical than I talked about yesterday, although I did really enjoy all of your suggestions about how to deal with my neighbors. Those gave me some chuckles this morning that I really needed. Thanks for that. But today I want to talk to you about something actually real and useful, because earlier this afternoon I had one of those phishing scams call me over the phone, obviously because they call you over the phone, as opposed to standing on a hill and being like, hey, give us money. Anyway, phishing scam over the phone. And it made me really, really angry, because the first thing that crossed my mind after I hung up the phone was, did you really think that I was that stupid that I was going to fall for that? But then I realized that lots of people do fall for that, and that's why these things still happen, because people get flustered because, you know, these scam artists, they know what they're doing. So, here is what you do anytime anybody ever calls you claiming that you owe them money. It doesn't matter who they say they are. It doesn't matter whether or not you actually do owe money and you know that it's legitimate. Anytime that someone calls you on the phone about a debt, tell them that you need them to send you written verification of that debt. And that written verification, especially if they're claiming to be a credit collection agency, needs to have verification of the original account that the debt was owed to. So, like, if somebody's like, oh, I'm with Jerksaholic and I am calling you to collect on your Best Buy card, not what happened to me, say, okay, you need to send me that in writing, and I need proof that Best Buy has actually sold my account to you, so that you are, you know, allowed to collect the debt for them. If it's a legitimate debt collection call, and, you know, it happens, you forget payments or whatever, they'll be more than happy to send you that in writing. They will send you whatever you want in writing if you agree to pay the debt that you owe, once it's been verified in writing. A phishing scam will not. They will just keep after you to make a payment over the phone, to give them your debit card information or your checking account information. That's what they're after. They want to be able to get into that bank account and take money from you, claiming to be a legitimate debt, but they never ever are. So anybody who does not agree to send you written verification, or who flat out says that they won't and they don't have to, is not anybody that you want to deal with. Ever. Period. If you want to really, really scare this person and find out if they're legitimate or not, tell them that you need the written verification for your lawyer, that your lawyer will have to look it over, double check its authenticity, and then you can set up a payment arrangement. Usually what will happen if it's a phishing scam is they just hang up, because they are scared of having to deal with lawyers in any capacity whatsoever. Whereas a legitimate debt collector will be like, okay, that's fair, we'll send it over right away. They may even ask you for your lawyer's address, which is where you get in trouble if you don't have a lawyer. But that's the basic way to deal with a phishing scam, or anybody who's trying to get your personal information over the phone. Tell them that they have to ask for it in writing. And don't volunteer your current address. Ask them what address they have on file. Because usually if it's a phishing scam, they will have an old address. The one today had an address that I haven't lived at in 10 years. That supposedly someone had opened an account using that address, and no, it's a scam. From here, what you want to do, just to keep yourself covered, you know, once you've gotten off the phone and, you know, thought really hard about punching something because you're really angry that someone would try to scam money from you like that, you want to get your credit report if you haven't done it already this year. You're allowed to get your credit report for free once every 12 months from all of the credit reporting bureaus. So go call up your credit report, go over it, check it, make sure there aren't any mistakes, fix any mistakes that are on there. They've made that much easier than it used to be. And you might want to set up a credit reporting or a credit monitoring system. Most banks will do that for a pretty reasonable charge. You should also call the credit reporting bureaus and say that somebody was trying to phish your information, and they'll put a hold on your information so that nobody else can access it without you giving them verbal verification that yes, you're trying to open that account or whatever. It's to protect against identity theft. So I am at 4.5 minutes. That's how you deal with a phishing scam and how you keep yourself protected, and I feel really good at imparting this knowledge to you because, yeah. So, there you go. Have a really great weekend. I will be back next week, hopefully on Tuesday. Maybe not. But definitely be back next week. I hope that your weekends are wonderful, and I hope that you tell me all about them. Unless it would freak me out, then don't tell me that. Okay? Can't think of anything else to say or anybody else to promote. or businessy type thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go. I will see you next week. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it.